2. Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is the 14th day of October, year of our Lord 2025, which means it is my father's birthday. So I just wanted to wish a happy birthday to my father out there in the world. And I hope you have a phenomenal day. And I hope that the markets do something fun and exciting for you. Huddie also has a friend whose birthday is today, and we just want to say happy birthday to you as well, right, Huddie?
Happy birthday to me?
No, it's your buddy.
Yeah, tell him happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We got Queen G in here, Wayne, Maz, and Randy Mark. I forgot what we're supposed to call you, Jerry Hubner. Do you remember the name? We're going Jerry again, sorry. Master Fun, Warren, Drummer, Max, Halmies. Happy birthday, Dad. And good morning. How are you guys doing out there? Again, feels like we're at the halfway point in October, but I'm pretty sure we have like 14 trading days left. So there's a lot left. We got stuff in play. We got metals moving. We had all those gappers yesterday that pertain to that. Did they actually go 3 for 3 in terms of runnability? Like we said, they probably wouldn't.
They did.
3 for 3, right out of the gate. We know nothing. Remember that. That is our disclaimer. We got a couple gappers today that we will talk about, at least 2. We'll see what themes or world that they're in. If you're new around here, hi, welcome. My name's Dom. That is Huddie. We talk stock market every single day of the week. Every day the market is open, we are live here talking through it, going through the biggest gappers, the biggest movers in small cap land, and talking through why they're up, what's the catalyst, is there any correlation to any global news or events or worldly interests. Take a look at the daily chart, go through what it's done on previous days with big volume, days with previous news, catalyst, etc., and kind of walk you through our perspective on them, what things that we are like, oh, we definitely see a play here, and where we're like, oh, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm far more the latter, and Huddy is far more the former. And then if we have time towards the end, we answer some questions and we go through and answer any questions you have on any tickers, any ideas, any trades you've taken recently. Throw them in the live chat. Make sure, as always, you're hitting that thumbs up button. It is actually required to watch the stream. It will log you out if you don't hit the thumbs up button. I'm just kidding. I lie. But we do appreciate when you hit the thumbs up button. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We post long form content all the time as well. And we're live over at clovertrading.io all the time. All day, every day. If you have any other questions or want to participate in webinars, I got a webinar today at 11 a.m. where we'll talk through the runners of yesterday and any plays we take this morning. How are we doing, sir?
Am I the sir?
You're the only one on the other end of this mic.
I'm good. This day bothers me. Me and Dom were just yelling at each other for a good 10 minutes. I feel queasy about today. It's that day that I'm most likely to make a little mistake. And I don't want to do that, but I'm very likely to do that. And so it does not make me feel good.
Doesn't make you
You're
feel
supposed to
good.
ask, what's that mistake?
What is that mistake?
So we have some extension in the markets here. I mean, everything under the sun is extended, but specifically these like rare earth metals companies are like super extended. So some really sexy looking charts, if you ask me. If you know anything about charts, like these are good looking charts. And if you don't know anything about charts, clovertrading.io is where you should go to learn about these charts, especially like UAMI and CRML. But we get into a world of gambling when the charts are set up like this because they're kind of gapping up very large. They have yet to show any weakness. And people like myself, I'm guilty of this all the time, start to try to guess tops. Oh, I think it's soon. Oh, it's gapping up a lot. Oh, it can't sustain. And you might be right. But it's a very slippery slope, and it leads to overtrading, it leads to outsized losses, it leads to hesitation when the real play comes around. And I don't really want to make that blunder just yet. I don't ever really want to make that blunder. So it just gives me queasiness because I might make the blunder, you know?
Yeah, I get it. They are pretty. It is wild. What UAMY is $6 up towards 20. gapping up this morning. Not really, I don't think too much more of a significant gap than we got the past few days. Maybe just a little bit. Caramel, CRML, on the other hand, is a pretty significant gap up right now, up 30%, but not a great history over this entire run so far of that. One could argue that we just broke out like 2 days ago. Maybe we're still on the front side of this move, just 100% from those levels. It's hard to know. And that's why I always kind of hated the overextended gap up versus like a first red day short or an overextended gap down, because at least you feel like it's time to take a trade. We could still be, it is Tuesday. It could be Thursday or Friday. But like maybe these go up another 50%, another 100%. Like it's really, you never know if you're in the midst of one of those crazy moves or if you should just look at it like a normal play and it fits the pattern. Multiple green days in a row, hasn't gone red, and you have some extension. I am not a professional short seller, so I tend to try to wait for when it's really, really obvious. UAMY, I think the problem with these gap ups today is that you start to run into that mindset of what if it happens today? What if it dumps to 12 today? What if it has a 20% red day today? And I miss it because it was gapping up too much and red was too far away where any risk reward was going to be profitable. That's usually what gets you to do what Huddie's talking about, where you start shorting on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and then on day 7 or whenever the first red day is, you need to make so much money to make back all your losses that there's a lot of pressure on you, which is why it's usually best to stay away as long as you can on the front side before you start taking those random stabs that you see. I saw people doing it yesterday where it's just like, just seeing what it does. It's like, that doesn't help you. If you're just like stabbing around, seeing if you can guess the top, I'm interested to see what they do today. I feel like today will be an important day. If it's another big green day higher, similar candles yesterday, I think tomorrow could be quite interesting. But it's up to you what type of patterns you like to trade. I think
It's
short
quite
selling
interesting no matter what day it is.
Huh?
It's going to be quite interesting no matter what day it is.
Yeah, I just don't know. You got to make that call for yourself. It's like an opportunity cost. Do I risk missing it altogether by not attacking it on a big gap up? That's what you got to answer for yourself.
Well, the only one that's gapping up big is CRML, so that's not really a worry for all of them.
Well, I mean, UAMY still shorting it in the 16s, risking, depending where it opens, it could open 19, 20, 18. Maybe the risk reward does get better if in the next 25 minutes we drop a little bit, but we'll see.
It's just not a big gap up, is my point.
It's not small for this big of a stock.
It's not big. It's $1.
Is that all it is? It's $2 right now.
I think you got to round up or round down to get to our number.
Yeah, whatever you have to do. It's what yesterday. What gap from 12, $2 a share. It's
well, what CRML is up like $7, right? Like
that one's up a little more. That one I got no clue. I don't got a clue. Any other quick questions? Someone asking about those stocks.
Too weak? Is it too strong?
Does this hot sector prevent you from being interested in these shorts? No, it's what brings us to them.
It's why I'm interested in. It's why they are shorts.
Things aren't going to go forever.
It's not great that there is like macro news. I know the tariffs were directly like pointed at these stocks, so it's not like your typical like random penny. Like random penny stocks do this all the time, right? And it's just not that. It's there is some guiding hand. Adam Smith, is that the right word?
Was that an economist or something? I don't know.
Invisible hand. Something an economy once told me about the invisible hand. And I think there's an invisible hand here is what I'm trying to say. So like maybe like even if they turn red, like does that mean the sector's over? Does that mean tariff news can't come out? Does that mean they can't recover? Like no. So you got to be kind of like just aware that it's not your like typical piece of crap penny stock. Like these are running on real news. It's just they are extended. They can pull back. And it's just about, finding a good strategy to take advantage of that move if you can. And if it doesn't work out, cut your loss and move on.
And move on, he says. All right. All right. Take a look at the biggest gappers of the day. We got G Wave being your biggest. A lot of waves. We got B waves, G waves, a lot of waves. Let's talk about it. Let's head on over to this page. Green Wave Technology Solutions, a waste management company with a $520K float. That's scary when I see the stock price is $18. 520K float, market cap of $10 million. the leading operator of 11 metal recycling facilities in Virginia and North Carolina. So you have metals and waste management coming together as one. Do you see any special news today or yesterday, or is it more of just a theme that people are finally getting into?
What? Say that one more time.
Do you have news? What?
Oh, it's part of the sector. It's part.
That's it.
They're like
Okay.
yeah. It's like STI and the other one from yesterday.
GWH something.
ELBM,
ELBM.
a low float materials company.
Yeah, no cash, minus zero point 0.6 months of cash left.
No, this one's an absolute dog.
What do you see that makes it a dog? Is it
I
a
just
dog
remember.
or
I
a
just remember when it
DAWG?
ran. I remember when it ran. Like a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know, a year and a half ago. You can look on the chart probably. It did like 1 billion shares in a day, and then like they just diluted the crap out of it, went all the way to zero, and then they reverse split it, and here they are at $11. So I don't really know what they do. I just know that they pump and then they dump and then they get in trouble with the SEC or the Nasdaq, and then they do things to make their share count really small again, and then they pump, and then I don't know when it comes, but eventually the dump comes, and that's this one eventually. Might not be today.
This was that cheapie that ran?
Yeah, it went to like
Yikes.
60 cents.
Um, yeah, here we are where if you go back a year, hundreds are the highs on the daily. Nothing really to write home about this year on G-Wave. Been pretty much top left to bottom right. I think it's gone from $90 down to 9 or 7s. But the one thing that we will always try to mention on stocks like this is, which is why we talk about the news and a little bit about the company first, is just know what you're trading. A 500K float on an $18 stock, former runner, something that could get a little wonky, a little wild, a little difficult to manage risk, a little difficulty to have your stops go off, a little make you a little afraid to go to the bathroom for 2 minutes. And that's really the only lesson I want to provide with you, Wade, because stock up 122%. Who knows when this sector, we're talking about shorting some of the main leaders in the sector, and you never know how long it will go on for. But I don't look at catalysts and go, okay, I'm buying because of the catalyst. I still need that extra layer of a chart. And, G-Wave is more of like a day one here for me. And we'll see what it does. Decent volume, 10 million already on an $18 stock. Really low float, but not really interested in buying day one gappers up 100+%. And from the short side, a 500K float would terrify me, as we've just been reminded recently with SPRB how terrifying that can be. On a move into the hundreds, I'm sure that's still probably in the hundreds. $158, just going sideways. So I would avoid with the low float, just because I just don't think any edge is worth any bigger expanded loss when it comes to difficulty with cutting where you want or with just managing risk at all. What are your thoughts on G-Waves?
I wanted to short SPRB yesterday. I didn't. G-Wave, it's a dog. It's gonna be a dog. Just because it's a dog doesn't mean it can't spike, right? Like, I think, Dom, you kind of nailed it on the head there. Like, it's an $18 stock, it's 500K float. Like, I expect it to, like, if it goes through high day, I expect it to like halt immediately. My gut says that this is a horrible company and they're going to do horrible things. I just don't know if it's going to be today, and I don't really know the mechanisms as to what squeezes these stocks and what doesn't squeeze these stocks. But I kind of decided yesterday in my heart of hearts that if there's like a materials company gapping up today, I wasn't going to short it after what happened with STI and EBML yesterday. So I'm kind of staying away, but like it's annoying because, like, obviously if UAMI and CRML start to just die, pull back, I don't think G-Wave's going to hold up. Like, I think that's the worst of the worst, right? Like, I think chasing this thing as a long would be like, yeah, there's probably a world that it goes up, but obviously there's a 50-50 chance it goes up. And if all these things hold up, like, it could squeeze like the other ones yesterday, but if they all come down, like, this one's coming down the hardest. And that's how I feel about it, because it's a low float and it's like up probably for no good reason other than the fact that there's some material that they might own a rock in their store. I don't know. So I'm just going to stay clear of it, long and short. If I wanted to be long, this sector, I would be long UAME or CRML. You know, I'm not longing G wave up 100%, you know, on day 12 of the run. And I'm going to be short something. I'm going to short a first red day. I'm not going to short the 500K float that's up 100% on day 12 of the run. But I could see why someone would do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, count me out for that as well. All right. Another big gapper this morning, or was, or can be, up 90%. So we'll talk about it here in a second. Another small flow, Elevi Labs, which is ELAB. Sounds very similar to that one yesterday, ELBM. We're swapping out a BM for an AB. We get some ELAB, Elevi Labs, 910K float, 9 million market cap here. A little bit higher price stock as well. Looks as though it's not correlated at all to what we're talking about here. Looks like they've done a recent reverse split. It's a biotech company. Do you have a PR or news? I don't see anything. Looks like it was after hours yesterday, probably. 10:13 maybe. I don't see any filings. Can you hear me?
Bueller?
You have any news?
I don't have news. I don't think. I think I was looking earlier. I don't think I saw news.
Okay, just a biotech gapping up this morning. Have a gap recently in the past 2 months. We'll talk about that in a second. Another low float though. They do have some cash. They have over a year's worth of cash. They burn about 1.35 million a quarter. Anything here offering wise, dilution wise, fundamentally that we just hate?
Hate? No, they have an equity line. They've used it in the past. They'll probably use it again in the future. Could be now, could be never. You know, I don't really look at the dilution. I mean, it's a low float, right? Like they did a reverse split. Like that. Generally, when you have like that situation, it's hard for them to dilute that much. Although it still could be like a horrible stock with horrible share structure and maybe some bag holders or investors. I mean, you can't really tell. But what I know about ELAB is like I've traded this many times already in the past like 2 years since I've been shorting these gappers, and it has good fade history. I've made good money on it. I think once it like went red and went down like 70% in one day. Does that mean it has to happen again in the future? No, but it's kind of just like if I had to short a low float today, I'm not going to short either of them because they're low floats. But if I had to choose GWAB or ELAB, like I'd choose the one that I have history with good results, like putting good money after good money. And since I've shorted it before and made money, like I wouldn't be that afraid to short it again and make money. But also, like it's a low float now. They've done a reverse split. They could squeeze it if they wanted to. You know, it's easier now than earlier.
Yeah, super top left to bottom right. Kind of the same story here as G Wave, which is, this year was like around 100 and is now down sub $10 due to some reverse splatting. Got some pops, got some days in which it's gapped up and are just red candles that went lower. We're never really able to break previous highs. It's just a series of lower highs on the daily chart and just kind of bottoming out action in the 5 to 7 area. Gapping up 85% right now, was much higher in the pre and is just fading. Looks a little bit weak, like it's just coming back into afternoon prices from yesterday and after hours. You got some resistance on the daily at right around $13, 12.9 on really good volume. Only 12 million shares traded so far, so not a guarantee that we're going to surpass that day, especially if it continues to fade and fade and fade. But not really correlated to any sector, not correlated to what's hot in the market right now. No real great news, and just kind of a turd buried in resistance in the pre-market so far. I could see this fading. I will not touch it. I won't trade it. I'm not really interested in day one stocks under a million float. That's just the way it is. I like to stay safe over here in my happy place. And I'm not interested in buying stocks up 90, 100% with super low floats either. Because it doesn't matter if I'm long or short and I have a stop in, it's going to be difficult to go off with that kind of quick price action. So that is ELAB. Let's see. How we all doing out there? 41 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up button 9 more times. Let's see what we got here. I'll go through some questions. Cabran says, when Kyle says he risks 1%, what was that of his account or position? And if that's position based, how does he handle slippage when risking off a key level? That's 1% of his account. I think that's like the general rule. People talk about 1 to 2%. And you handle slippage by handling slippage. You take your loss and you move on. You judge your risk. Sometimes people do it a little extra wide if you're afraid of slippage. You size into that. But yeah, 1% of his account, and that way he stays safe. Rat says, what do you think about TMQ long? I think this is in the metals world. It's called Trilogy Metals. It's not like a daily chart I'm obsessed with. It's a sector that I know is strong right now, and people are looking for more of them. Saw a ton on Scan last night. People getting interested in for moves higher. There's a stock that doesn't have a green candle in all this runnage. I don't know. Maybe a better question for Huddie, Mr. Midcap Genius, because it's an uptrending stock. Looks more real. But besides that, I don't really know what its runnability is, what it can do. And so I probably won't be that interested in it. Heidi probably didn't hear anything I said.
And I didn't. I don't even know the ticker you were talking about, to be honest.
TMQ.
TMQ? Never heard of her.
Metals,
What is
believe
this?
it or not.
What is this?
Trilogy, metals.
This gapped up the other day. I remember that. What do you want to do with it?
I don't know. I think they see breakout.
I don't see a breakout.
Well, it's not what you see. It technically is. I don't like when you do that. It is a you can't say because of what you don't like about it. It's not. It technically it would be a breakout over like $8, but I'm not really interested in buying the metal stuff right now. I feel like I missed it, and I'm okay with that. Any future runners, I'll just happily add them to a list and hope for extension. P Daddy wants to know if anyone, I'm probably guessing us, like Clover's traded any of those long. Is USAR one of those?
USAR is one of them. I'm in USAR. We got USAR.
Should they?
I tried.
TMC? That one maybe.
Yeah, TMC, Kyle Slade, we took losses on, but we tried our best and gave it the old college try at 10. Even UAMI, like we were kind of buying in the 4s, but got messed up there.
Yeah, Queen G
but we have some at the end of the day.
Oh, sorry. AQMS from yesterday, part of the metals industry. Yeah, this is kind of my one oopsie yesterday. I did have alert set on its prior run from a couple weeks ago, and it actually did a little consolidation phase in the low 8s. I wouldn't have been looking at this moving after hours to the 20s. That's not my speed. But in the morning, taking it from the 8s to the 10s to 12s, that I think was a pretty quality play and increased volume on a day in which the metals overall were going up and the gappers were going up. So to have an organic kind of runner, I think quite good there. Man, I wonder if Kyle's watching that one for like an overextended gap up. Booty dooty doo. Don't see a ton of questions. Ochuko says, is BJDX a potential multi-day breakout? From the perspective of if you're saying if it broke out over like $4, would it be a breakout? The answer is yes. But in terms of watching it very closely down here, my answer is no. It's really decreasing volume. It's really distancing itself from the highs. It's kind of in that range where it either pops back and it becomes interesting in a couple days, couple weeks, or it fades off, which is what I would expect. I think there are better charts out there than this one to keep an eye on. This is something where I would maybe throw an alert at like 360, and maybe the next few days it's up there and it PR'd or something, trading massive volume, and then it's a breakout. But it's not like one where I'm like, let's get involved and be in early. That's not for me. All right, what time is it? 9:22. Heidi, what do we have for words of wisdom today?
God, I honestly prepared today. I was listening to my podcast. It was 5 a.m. and they said something so good, and I didn't write it down. but it was for everyone.
That story was going somewhere until it actually hit a brick wall and we all have nothing to show for it.
Maybe I'll re-listen to the podcast and be prepared for tomorrow with a quote.
Be prepared for tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a good one. Where'd you hear that?
I just came up with it. Just tip of my tongue, top of my head.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the 55 likes. A lot of questions, comments today. Excited to see what goes on with this sector today. There is a little bit of entertainment in the market. It does get you excited just to kind of see how things play out, to learn new lessons. And we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about it at 11 a.m. over on our webinar. Me and Kyle will be talking today. We'll kind of see, did UAMY, did Carmel, did these gappers kind of fade, or did the sector continue to run higher? How did some of the sympathies play out? Exciting stuff coming. If you ever want to join those webinars, you can get them live. Watch all the archive version, hundreds of hours of content. You can over at clovertrade.io. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Good luck out there. Stay safe and be the best version of yourself you can be.